the one we mentioned in Greece, how many times did Greece have the strike? So they became organized for the past 20 years. So strike is one issue for the taxi drivers, but the rest of the country are okay. The food, the security, the travel, the cruises, the hotels, so everything is fine. Paris, the same thing. The strike of the airline could be one issue, but the rest is going on. But here, really, one revolution affect almost everything. Affect the underground, affect the taxi, affect the hotels. We don't know what's going on. So this 15% of the security, or maybe more, let's be realistic, really is affecting 90% of the tourism. Because again, people need to feel safe when they come here. They need entertainment, they need to go out at night, they need to travel. Even the Egyptian, how many people they think twice before they travel?
They need to walk in the streets.
Exactly. No, again, they travel to the North Shore. How many people they think, I used to go with my car without thinking when am I coming, and now I have to really put myself in a group, 2-3 cars, in order really to protect, to feel protected. So this is precaution. It takes time really for people to digest and live the way it is. Especially Ramadan came in the summer, especially the judgment people, of the ex-president. So the events are coming. We have really to understand what's going on and live it and survive it and go through it with a good experience to survive and to have better results in the very near future. So let's really team up again with the Egyptian and tell them, let's really strike and let's demonstrate in a very civilized way. Let's learn how to be angry in a civilized way, not to lose the temper, not really to attack next door neighbors or to attack next door strikers or anyone. So this is really the concept of strike, the concept of demonstration. We did not learn this. This is the first time. The revolution, of course, it happened 50 years ago and happens now again. So it doesn't happen every year. It happens in a half of a century with a different people, different atmosphere, and it needs really to learn how not to lose everything all the time. So really, let's keep up the atmosphere. Let's talk to the restaurants. Let's talk to the entertainment. Let's really use it the best way, including the media. Tell them, this place had good results yesterday. People seeing is believing. And now we start saying believing is seeing. When we believe it's safe, we'll go out at night.
Dr. Ashmawy mentioned the role of the media, but what about the role of the Ministry of Tourism? When you, Ramadan,
I spoke to him. I was just telling Mr. Ayan before we came in. I don't blame him.
He can't do. I mean, he is limited. He is limited.
In what sense?
He is limited in many ways. You don't have the cabinet. They are not ready because the tourism is not as a ministry stand alone. Okay, they have many others. They have to work as a team, and each minister he has his own problems. So now to talk with another minister, he will tell him, okay, we will see next meeting.
That means we shouldn't have any expectations from.
No. I'm not saying this. It's hard. So what I mean. We should not blame the Minister of Tourism. We should not blame him that tourism is not picking up fast, that still we have empty hotels, the reservation, we don't know anything.
Then who's to blame?
No, it's the situation of the country. I mean, as we are going to repeat ourselves again, the
security situation.
The safety, it's the number one.
But the security situation is improving. Don't you think the ministry should have organized some campaigns before Ramadan to attract more tourists?
They did a campaign, and they invited people at the Alha and the Citadel. They invited people. No, they did a lovely job, the ministry.
The ministry should
still the numbers aren't still quite satisfying.
I will tell you one thing. I mean, what happened in Arish? I mean, Arish, where is Arish and where is Cairo? But it shows that still we need more security. We need that the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of Interior to be more firm and more to the point. We don't need any more, the talk and the talk. No, we need people. We need action. We need action on the ground.
Minister of Tourism does not have a remote control. He needs help in order really, anyone, not only specifically Mr. Abdul Noor, anyone needs a teamwork. Now, what I'm asking him, which I did tell him this personally, he needs really to scream. What I mean by screaming, invite the non-profit organization, invite the other ministers, invite the public to come and share the responsibility with him. Let's have a group of the friend of the tourism, like we used to have a long time ago, the students in the summer. They should go and help the tourism. They should go and help the foreigners who live here to introduce different Egypt. I understand what's happening in Arish. It hurt the tourism. I understand that the security is not 100% proper yet. But while we are doing this, time has come to have the concept, really, that the young generation understand that this tourist, this guy who invests $1 or $10 or $100, needed for all the Egyptians. It helps the economy of the country. So really, one hand cannot clap. It needs a teamwork. Now, maybe the teamwork in the Ministry of Tourism for the past 30 years was a government. We don't need only a government. We need government and other people to help the government. We were talking about the travel agency a long time ago. When there is a group coming from a different country and moving from one agency to another, Egyptian one, they should respect each other. Now they grab it and take him without even looking into the other one. So time has come that we should really invite all the non-profit organization, invite the young generation, really invite the country to the taxi driver. We have to understand that this tourist, he is a chicken who gives us every day an egg. We cannot kill the chicken. Because killing the chicken will not have a tourism anymore. So we have lots of complaint. This is one of the very few countries in the world that we have a tourist police. That always the tourists go and complain that he was cheated here, that he paid double price here, that they treated him wrong here. Still, we have in the hotels, you pay as a foreigner different price than the Egyptian. The minister is trying to change this, but again, is not completely enough. So he needs, again, the Association of Hotels, the Association of Travel Agency, the union, the non-profit organization, all of them to team up with him to improve the quality of serving the tourism, because tourism is all about service.
Yes, definitely. Mr. Arian, Dr. Ashmawy already mentioned the role of domestic tourism and the role Egyptians can play at this critical moment. Do you think Egyptians can make up for the losses of tourism?
Unfortunately not, because for instance there is this program that was done and signed Mr. Munir Abdul Noor, the Ministry of Tourism, and Egypt Air, and some hotels in Sharm el-Sheikh and Gharda, and they are doing a package. This is what really increased the occupancy of the hotels in these places, but it will not cover for a long time. I mean, because usually now it's the summer season, and then the schools and the university will start, so the family will not have all these holidays and they will not have the time. Plus, for the Egyptians, it's seasonal. It's only something like 50 days around the year where they have the holidays, and they go there, and they are not organized to. They don't reserve in advance. They reserve at the last minute. So no, it will not cover all our losses.
And they have different pricing. That's why
yes,
it wouldn't make up.
It's half. Sometimes they have half the price. Yeah.
But even with the Egyptians, in order to get them to visit different cities inside Egypt, especially with the economic situation that we're all going through, it's hard to get Egyptians to visit Sharm el-Sheikh or Hurghada at this specific moment. What is the right strategy to attract them? Would it be lowering the prices?
No, it's not. They did it as with the contract that they did, Egypt Air with the hotel and the Ministry of Tourism and the National Bank. They did it as a loan, and you pay it back in 6 months. So you don't pay it up front. So you take your holiday, you pay a percentage, and then over 6 months you pay the rest.
And at the same time, the hotel is not affected, the same prices, and the tourism agency all.
Yes, because the bank is paying.
The hotel is affected because he's not getting really the tourists that he needs, because the Egyptian really using the hotel in a different way, because tourists all the time he's in the sea. Most of the Egyptian are in the hotel dining and watching TV and not entertaining the same. But the marketing strategy that now the hotels and the travel agency, they should go to a bank, for example, or the union and say, listen, you have 5,000 employees, let's have 1,000 every week in the summer, for example, or 500, and we'll give them a deal. usually in the old time, the bank sponsors some of this. So if it is £1,000, the bank usually pay 200 from the union of the bank. Now, if the association of the bank lend, this is really losses. So what we call it in the United States, which is similar here, it's a debit card. So we give them a debit card. We give them a credit that they can pay it later on. So it should be really a win-win, that the bank wouldn't lose an interest. The union employee will go and have a good deal, and the hotel will have maybe 50% or 70% better than having zero. But again, this is the concept of traveling. I want the Egyptian to know more Egypt. When was the last time did you or me visited the pyramid, for example, or the citadel, just for the sake of the pyramid, or went to visit Sharm el-Sheikh to have a holiday? We usually go there for work if there's convention or event or something like this. So time has come that the Egyptian should understand, first, whatever the mosque need, or the church, of course, because we have Mr. Ayan here today, whatever the mosque or the church needs, we shouldn't have it in the house. So Egypt needs your pennies or your pounds to travel domestically. Let's have a logo like this from the Minister of Tourism, for the union, from the non-profit organization. Invest in your country before you're going abroad. And again, whatever he's missing abroad, production, clothing, whatever, perfume, whatever, anything, shopping, let's have malls. I was discussing this with the governor of Sinai. Let's have a big mall in Tor, for example, not in Sharm el-Sheikh, that the tourists who are coming there, or the Egyptian who swim all day, in the evening they would find something to do in a shopping way. Egyptian loves shopping, as you know. So let's have more shops for them, like Saudi Arabia. Let's have a joint venture with Saudi Arabia, or next door, or with Dubai. So there's a different way that we can work it out in our travel. Invite Arab countries to join up, to learn from the success one. Dubai had their own success, and they had their own drops, but they didn't close everything. They started again from zero and minus zero, and they're winning. Saudi Arabia also, sometimes they lost lots of tourism going there for praying and for Hajj and stuff like this. They worked out when they had terrorism over there a couple of years ago. So let's learn from our experience in the Middle East. Let's team up with our neighbors. Let's learn as a big Middle East, how can we improve the traveling domestically here, and then we go up to Europe, and then we go up to the United States to bring it back. But again, the method of teaming up with the Egyptian, with the media, with the TV, with the journalists, and all of them, it will help a lot, I think.
And this is our hope in the coming period, and we hope
need it.